Hey everyone, good morning and welcome back to Daily Crypto News. Another week has passed. Time flies, everyone. We are ending June together and we're looking at July to come. Hope you're enjoying the summer wherever you are and whatever that means. Especially these days, it's very important to just touch the grass, enjoy your life, don't look at your chart, and leave the daily crypto news to us. Hello, I'm Sarah Kwan. It's June 28th, Friday. I'm your host on Friday. We have a lot of news to catch up in and outside of Asia. Let's get started. Van Eck filed an application to launch a spot Solana ETF yesterday, becoming the first asset manager to do so. And the interesting part about this news is that actually it's not usual for asset managers to launch or apply the ETF before futures ETF has been traded in advance. So as I said, you can see that this application is SOL, S-O-L, spot exchange traded fund. And it definitely represents the sentiment of asset management field that SOL can be similarly treated like other digital commodities such as Ethereum. So Van Eck, head of digital research, Matthew Siegel, said on the Twitter post shortly after filing was made public that Van Eck's take is that SOL functions similarly as a commodity, not securities. What do you guys think? Do you think Solana, the SOL token, deserves to be the third US spot ETF asset vehicle? And do we think that it's going to be approved? But to be all honest, even if this application is not approved, Van Eck still made a good PR by being the first asset manager to apply this. Europe is very close to regulate stablecoin and set some regulatory milestones than any other market. The Markets in Crypto Assets Framework, or MiCA, has almost reached its first deadline, and we have seen the news yesterday saying that rules for stablecoins will go live on June 30th, and a lot of different exchanges are looking to ban or rather delist stablecoins that are not backed 100% by the equivalent amount of fiat reserve. For example, Bitstamp decided to delist EUR Tether, Euro Tether, because it is not backed by 1-to-1 Euro fiat currency. And alongside this trend, an interesting news came out yesterday saying that European Banking Authority, basically the EU's financial watchdog, tasked with overseeing stablecoin regulation across the bloc, and they opened up a vacancies, basically a job board for crypto experts. They're seeking 3 roles. First, a specialist to monitor crypto and DeFi markets. Second, a policy expert to help categorize crypto assets according to the new legal classifications. Third, an expert to supervise the implementation of crypto and cybersecurity laws. Even though DeFi protocols are left out of MiCA, but the European Commission will need to support and report on DeFi if they have a ground to think that they might need to be regulated. I totally agree with this rule whereby stablecoins has to be backed 100% by the fiat currency. And otherwise, you can't really call a stablecoin, right? And especially in the world of traditional or legacy finance, you can't just go around and saying that I made a stablecoin that is actually not stable. So regardless of all the experimentation that we do with different currency or stable coins in the DeFi market, if the stable coin can be regulated, then there should be some standard. And let's go to Asia. In today's Asia Focus, we are going to Korea first. I'm not sure how familiar our listeners are with the K-pop, and there was an article, or rather interview, about K-pop being the gateway to Web3 mass adoption in Korea. This was an interview conducted by DL News and the head of Ava Labs Korean operation, Justin Kim. In this interview, he said that some of the K-pop girl groups and boy groups are launching with Web3 features. And in order to expand Web3 in Korea, the old line national industrial conglomerates in Korea, or so-called chaebol, should actually lead the way. He was also sure that retail adoption should happen with bigger companies already adopting Web3 first, because they have a lot of locked-in users from the Web2 business. For example, Ava Labs had a collaboration with SK Group, South Korea's third biggest chaebol, with $119 billion in annual revenue. And they have been working on this NFT ticketing for K-pop concerts. NFT ticketing has been one of the quite standard practice in the Korean market, but it still hasn't become the mainstream of the ticketing industry. Regardless of the impact of this way of adopting Web3, I would have to disagree that that will be the way to the Web3 mass adoption. Maybe it might sound a little harsh, but we have to remember that we're still in the very, very early stage of this technology. We're trying out, we're trying to make sense of this technology, and we have no idea if Web3 technology is going to be used and adopted massively in all the corners of our daily life. We might have to still find the use cases that works, but we haven't found it just yet, except stablecoin. So just for the sake of Web3 mass adoption, that keyword, if we're going to use the conglomerates where in the place that Web3 doesn't even make sense, then I think it's a waste. And fundamentally, Web3 and decentralization has to come from retail. That's just how the decentralization literally works. If the conglomerates or so-called chaebol starts using this technology and then make it closed, then can we call this even a decentralization? Can we call that Web3? I personally think that we have to absolutely avoid as much as possible that conglomerates occupy this technology. It just defeats the whole purpose of Web3. What do you think? I would love to know how things are in your country. Do we need conglomerates, big companies, to make this technology adopted by more people? Do we need that? Email me at sarah@dailycryptonews.net. Hong Kong-based blockchain video gaming firm, I think you guys know, Animoca Brands, is weighing options for public listing. And they're pretty open about it. It's likely to be in the second half of 2025, and they're considering Hong Kong or Middle East. Animoca brand is founded in 2014, and I gotta say they have been doing quite well in the bull market and in the bear market. And they've become a major investor in the Web3 ecosystem, specifically in the metaverse sector, gaming sector, and NFT sectors. We know the metaverse platform, the Sandbox, which gained popularity at the peak of NFT summer, NFT hype boom. Back in 2021, and they are staying strong. Animoca is currently worth $5.9 billion after a $75 million funding round in July 2022. I really admire Animoca Brands. They've done a great job branding themselves to be one of the best blockchain game firm. But in terms of IPO, is Hong Kong government working on this, do you think, to bring more money to Hong Kong market? See where I'm going? Or would it be just Middle East, which is going to be a lot easier? Let's see how it goes. On June 24, financial service firm Nomura Holdings and its digital asset arm Laser Digital conducted a survey about institutional investor survey on digital asset investment trends. So what they did was to ask about, okay, do you want to invest in crypto? How much and why? All these questions. And some of the results are interesting. So let me share. Among respondents, 54% showed interest in investing in crypto in the next 3 years. Most managers said that they want to invest or they are most likely to invest. The rest answered that they most likely don't want to invest or don't want to invest. So half will and half won't. Secondly, 60% of respondents view crypto assets as a diversification opportunity. What do you think? I personally think that also crypto asset is a diversification opportunity. As a crypto native like us, this result might sound, yeah, of course, it is a diversification strategy. But I think this represents how mature Japanese institutional investor towards crypto asset. 60% think that crypto asset is a diversification opportunity. Third, they dig deeper into why people would like to consider crypto asset investment. And there were a lot of reasons, but some reason suggested that cryptocurrency can have low correlation to other assets. So it can be hedging against inflation and it could have high return potential. And then crypto's 24/7 marketplace as their reason to consider investing into crypto assets. What do you think? Of course, institutional investors are rather more mature than individual or retail investors, but it kind of represents a lot of things that crypto natives in the world think about cryptocurrency investing. Why do you invest in cryptocurrency? Why do you think that crypto asset is worth investing? I would love to know. Or if you just started to listening to Daily Crypto News, thank you so much. And you haven't really invested in crypto asset just yet, I would love to know what makes you hesitate. Sarah at dailycryptonews.net. Now let's see how the markets are doing.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
This week has been brutal, and I honestly don't want to report about the market, but life goes on. So fear and greed index were staying around 46 neutral. I personally see this number as fear, but it's up to you to decide. Market is bloody. And if we go over to CoinMarketCap chart to see the price of each asset according to market cap. Number one, we have Bitcoin with the biggest market cap in the cryptocurrency industry. We have $61,813.67, which is 1.25% up since yesterday. Number two, Ethereum, we have $3,471.05. 2.8% up since yesterday. Number three, Tether, $0.9991, 0.02% down since yesterday. Number four, BNB, $583.33, which is 1.81% up since yesterday. And number five, Solana, $148.76, which is 8.94% up since yesterday. Solana is doing good. I believe that's because of that news of Van Eck. Number six, USDC is $1. And number seven, XRP was $0.4762, 1.49% up since yesterday. Number eight, Toncoin, $7.74, 0.98% up since yesterday. Number nine, Dogecoin, $0.1272, 3.69% up since yesterday. And number 10, Cardano, $0.3942, 2.72% up since yesterday. Are having market cap of 2.31 trillion, Bitcoin dominance of 53%, Ethereum dominance of 18.1%. And that's our daily crypto news. Thank you for tuning in today as well. Hope you learned something with me at Daily Crypto News. Until next month in July. Until next Monday. Happy hodling, everyone.